I grew up going to church. Mum and Dad were very strong Christians, very involved in church. It was around 11. I still clearly remember it. I just got to this point where, man, God, everything I know about you, I've heard through church, I've heard through Mum and Dad, and I need to know you for me. Like, if I'm going to serve you, if I'm going to give my life to you, I need to know it's real for me. I remember as a little girl, again, just reading a verse about just seeking God in the quiet place, finding him for yourself. And I locked myself in my bedroom, and I still remember that first Sunday afternoon, nothing happened. I remember reading the Bible and just nothing at all happening, and just going, okay, God, this isn't looking good for you. Like, this could be the last straw, like, we're over. And that third Sunday afternoon, I remember just being at the edge of my bed, just as this little girl. And I remember just this presence filling the room and just being overwhelmed with this incredible love. And I had known love from parents who were incredible, love from a family, but this love, it was just perfect. It filled that place that was deep within me. And I remember just going, God, I'll give you my life. I think it makes you passionate to see other people have that same encounter, not to settle for what other people say, what the media says, all these different voices that are around us, but to discover it for themselves. And so I was passionate about that in youth ministry, young people having that same encounter where they know that God is real for themselves. And that's what I always try, and as a pastor, as a leader, try and encourage people, hey, we may be in challenging situations where it feels like, God, where the flip are you? What's going on here? I can't experience you right now. Tangibly, I can't feel you. What is going on? But the truth is that God always comes through every time I've seen him come through. My dad had a very broken past, and he was a product of rape. My grandma, when she was just a young girl, went to a party and got raped. And so just as a 17-year-old girl, she had my dad, and he was the only boy in his school that didn't have a dad. In those days, it just wasn't done. So he was really ostracized by a lot of people, rejected by a lot of people. And there was a little 8-year-old boy that befriended him at school, and he invited him round to his house, and his mum really looked after Dad as well. And Dad said he still remembers it one day, her taking Dad by the hand and saying, hey, Mark, I want to meet your mum. And Dad took her to meet my grandma. And through that, my grandma discovered who Jesus was. And she went through a lot of heartbreak after, she ended up remarrying, and that husband passed away from cancer. And they had a little boy who was stillborn, and another little boy who was Down syndrome, who passed away when he was just 8. So they had a lot of heartbreak. But my grandma was always somebody that clung on to the hope that God had for her, to who Jesus was, that through the storms, through the valleys, God was always with her and always had a greater plan. Now we're the most amazingly close family. God has just restored that incredibly. And so I've seen his restoration in the generations. When you are true to him, he's true to you, and he restores double-fold what was lost. And I think because of that, you can hold on to that truth in ministering to other people if you just keep your eyes focused on what is truth, on what is eternal. All these other things will fade away, but that truth will always remain. And that truth is who God is, his love for us, his purpose for us. That even when we can't see it, it's still there and it always remains. So that's what I hold on to.